Good Wednesday morning, PCS Nation family. I am sitting on the front steps of the Westchester County Center. If you can see it up there, this rail blocking it. This is a local 3,000 seat arena here in town that's been here forever. And I got loads of stories about this place. This is where, I don't even know if they still do or not, but I know the Knicks D-League team played here, and the WNBA, whatever the New York team was, I think they played here for a while when they still thought they were going to be a viable league before they went to some high school gym in the area to more appropriately represent their marketability. But technically, this is a Bronx River report, because right on the other side of that highway, that tiny little Bronx River Parkway, right on the other side is the mighty Bronx River, except about 5 miles north of where we usually are, and it's only about 3 feet wide up here, and there's no place to sit to look at it, so I'm over here. Anyway, this is actually a pretty storied spot for OG PCSers, if you remember. A parking lot right out there, that big long parking lot ahead of us. And up until about 3 years ago, all that was just a big, long, giant parking lot like you see right now. And then mysteriously, about 3 years ago, a $20 million COVID field hospital popped up there where that parking lot was, and sat there for a year and didn't see one single patient, and a year and a half later just vanished into thin air and became a parking lot again. So we went from a parking lot to a parking lot, and it only cost us about $30 million by the time they set it up and took it back down. And we went from a parking lot to a parking lot. It's like fucking Brigadoon. This COVID field hospital appeared out of the Highland mists for a year and then disappeared again until the next pandemic 100 years from now. And I still, to this day, contend that it was fake, and it was just a big, giant white tent that they were going to use to house the 30,000 ventilators that scumbag Andrew Mengele Cuomo said New York State needed to get through the pandemic, which really he was going to store in this big fake fucking mobile field hospital, COVID hospital, and sell on eBay. I think that's what was really going on there. But anyway, that's the story behind where we're at today. And the real story behind it is it's just another wandering day. And I think it's the last one. I think it's the last wander day. If you look at the buildings ahead of us, actually starting over there, you see the two big towers. We usually see that on out the windows from the other side, and that big building right there. If you just went straight, just right at that big building there, and another half mile on the other side, that's where the PCS Nation labs are. Anyway, I'm spending a shitload of time just telling you where the fuck my ass is sitting. I'm doing this mostly for Queen Linda, so she can home in on me with the geolocating satellites and just her little thing that she does. So, what's up, Lynn? I don't know where the satellite is, but hi. Good morning. And like I said, this is probably the last meandering day of just wandering and finding shit to do. I got a grip on things. I finished up yesterday all the tying up of the loose ends and tucking away and ending my hardware career by filing for unemployment, which sucks goat balls, and I'm not happy about at all. But I did it. Actually, we started off pretty good yesterday. I got a few posts out, and the first thing that threw me off kilter was putting together the ladies' room collection, which I didn't think was going to be that big a deal to do, and I just kind of didn't factor in that that's a file with over 5,000 fucking memes in it going back a couple of years. And it kind of blew my head a little bit going through that, pulling that all together. Then immediately after that, I had to abandon the platforms and get back to that whole real life shit for a couple of minutes. What I thought was going to be a couple of minutes, and actually wasn't that long, but just the tediousness of I don't own a home computer. I'm doing everything on the fly on my phone now, so all the platforms are getting run on the phone, and I had to do the filing for unemployment on the phone with 14 pages of little boxes I had to check with my thumbs, little boxes the sizes of periods. And that was fun. 14 pages and making sure it's all right and everything else, but I did it, and I persevered and I persisted and I got it done, and it's over and it's all free and clear, and my head was just blown from that, and just blew the rest of the day. And today, Wednesday, 3 days in, I got out of the house again this morning. I just started walking. It's decompression. And I feel it coming back now. Like it's just been a veg head for the last 2 days. It's just completely just trying to let all this shit bleed off me and get out of my system and get focused on the new stuff. And I spent a little bit of time yesterday, couple hours yesterday afternoon, setting up the hardware for a newer studio at the PCS Labs, which we're going to do a lot of work from, and hit the streets. And I walked off in this different direction, and I'm going to keep walking this afternoon. They've got two options. I got the option directly across the street, which is Central Avenue, just head south toward the Bronx and actually toward Scarsdale, which is kind of pushing me away from that as an option. Or I could take a right here and walk up this road. I'm just ranging out. I'm ranging out of my normal territory. I'm getting a grip on things again. Listen to a little bit of news today. It's just striking me that ever since the big guy announced that he is running for president in 2024, which is just chuckalicious in and of itself, it just seems like everything went into cover-up mode. Like, they're not talking about much of anything. They're talking about him, and they're talking about the shit with Hunter a little bit on the peripheral, and the debt ceiling, and the war in Ukraine rev back up. It's just all the same shit that we've been talking about. So I don't feel like I missed much. Maybe just like you guys missed my insane take on things for the last couple of days. I just needed this time to just get away and do these walks, I guess. I don't know, maybe that's therapy for me, and get away from it. But I think we're good. And I got all the bullshit out of the way, wrapping up the work stuff, and getting my head around all that shit. I left there. I don't think I mentioned this, actually, my wonderful severance package when I left. Just what you're worth after 8 years of 7 days a week in the same job without ever calling out sick, being there like a rock every single day for 8 years. And the severance package was a handshake and a good luck. So thanks a lot, Scarsdale Hardware, for telling me what you think of me. I know you're in a bad spot, but I guess you're the ones that got to look in the mirror the next morning after some shit like that. Whatever. There's going to be stories, guys. There's definitely going to be some Scarsdale Hardware stories once I get this all processed in my head, which is going to be soon. But back to the important shit. Starting on this new journey, we're good. We're going to start getting some structure in place. The ideas are flowing. Linda and I are talking. We're setting up the infrastructure, and we're going to get on with it over the next few days and have it up and running and revving full throttle, full capacity by the end of this weekend. That's the goal. Monday morning, we're back in business. We're full-time C-list internet entertaining and trigger provocateuring. And we're going to get these walks in and find fun shit to do with this in addition to all of that. And so let me finish this day, guys. I'll be on today. It's going to be better than it was the last 2 days. We'll have some content up, but I'm still just getting this shit out of my head. And we're going to move forward. That's a cool look at, like, it's usually where I sit right in the middle of that skyline right there. But we're done with it. We're moving now. We're on the move, and we're going to do new things and cool things and fun things. We're actually doing a new thing right now. I'm recording this on the alternate phone in the hopes that it processes more quickly, because it was getting a little ridiculous with the other phone. I'm just taking a shot to see if this one does better. Anyway, we're off and running. That's the status report. G's okay. And I'm moving forward, and I got my head up, and I'm breathing, and I'm moving forward, and all that shit. And I love you guys, and I thank you for your support and your patience and hanging in there with me as we start this new journey. And I'm sure you're all tired of hearing that shit, and I'm tired of saying it. So we're going to get things going and rolling and going and start doing instead of talking. And that's about all I got this morning. Everybody have a lovely day. I'm enjoying this nice. It's way nicer than it was yesterday. That's been a little bit of a fly in the ointment too, because it kind of sucks being out here in 40 degrees, but that'll change too. We'll see, right? Fucking May, it's 45 degrees out. Off and running. Let's see what the day brings, and everybody have a great one, and I'm out.